Hey guys, wanted to talk about coffee very quickly here. Um, we've all heard that coffee is a diuretic, and for the past 5 years, I've been testing very different brand names out there. And what I've noticed, it is true. You wake up in the morning, you drink water, you have your Himalayan salt, some of us do. Then the first thing is we do is we grab a coffee cup, and within about 45 minutes, 30 minutes, you run to the bathroom and you constantly piss out all your minerals, your potassium, your magnesium, some electrolytes, some calcium. All that stuff gets flushed out because of the coffee beans act as a diuretic. Now, is it true how they all talk about, coffee does have mold toxins and stuff like that? It is true. It depends how the beans are processed. If they're actually pressure, I think they're like cold press, then there's no mold toxins in them. But is it possible that the diuretic is a mold toxin as well too? That something in the processing that is causing that? Because at the end of the day, coffee is considered to be a berry, and why would it cause a diuretic effect? So I've been on a research and trying different coffees for many years, and this has been my 17th different company that I've tried. And the funny thing is, let me tell you one thing. This coffee, I've been using it for 4 weeks straight. From the first cup I've had, totally felt normal. What I mean by that is, actually, I didn't even know about it till about 3 days later that I'm not even going to the washroom. It's not even flushing out any of my minerals. I'm not even drinking 2-3 cups of water prior because I know for a fact I'm gonna end up running to the washroom and actually lose all my minerals, especially my electrolytes. So it's been a month now, and I drink the coffee daily, and it's not a diuretic. I'm not getting any loss of vitamins or minerals. And the funny thing is, there's no crashes. There's no irregular heartbeat, or your heart is racing like crazy, and it's not even acting as a diuretic. You drink 1 cup, and I don't actually go to the bathroom for probably at least 3 to 4 hours. While the other companies I've used, especially a specific brand name that we mix it, with butter, we used to do the MCT, all that crap, and I'd run to the washroom within about 15 minutes of drinking that stuff. Or any other coffee out there, any local coffee I drink, within 15-20 minutes you have to run to the bathroom. This one, it doesn't even hit it whatsoever. And I'm gonna be talking about this coffee quite often moving forward, as I think they should be well known worldwide. There you go. Start your day with a nice espresso shot and turn it into an amazing ignition drink. It doesn't get any better than this. Heavy rain, but it's so refreshing actually. Check out the mountains on the top. You can barely see them. Guess what, guys? Another rainy day. Haven't been doing much. It's been like this actually all day long. What else I can tell you? Not much going on. Hey guys, I wanted to actually talk about a few things in regards to the carnivore diet. It's a few mistakes that people are doing and are constantly falling victims into it just by listening to many influencers and many doctors out there. First mistake is we are getting a lot of audience who, when they start their carnivore diet, all they think of is red meat. Well, let me tell you one thing. Carnivore diet is not all about just eating red meat. You can have fish, you can have seafood, you can have eggs, you can have butter, anything that is actually a byproduct of any type of animal, you can actually consume it. So do not restrict yourself to only red meat, because eventually you will run into many micronutrient deficiencies. Now, eating way too lean on a diet. Now, yes, you can definitely eat lean once in a while if you're actually looking for shredding down, trimming down, additional body fat. Yes, it's no big deal there, right? But you cannot go on it for too long of a period, because you will actually become deficient in a lot of the fat soluble vitamins, and therefore you're gonna notice that your immune system will start to diminish. So, and another thing is, every individual is designed differently. When I'm talking about eating fast, I'm not just relating it directly to saturated fats. You have saturated, you have monounsaturated, and you have polyunsaturated. Try to get a mix of all three. And if you have an issue, certain individuals cannot digest saturated fat as well, then stick with monounsaturated and polyunsaturated. And you get polyunsaturated mostly coming from wild salmon and fish. And you can get most of your monounsaturated fats coming from pork. We are finding a lot of individuals are running low in their electrolytes. So the only reason you run low in electrolytes is because we are eliminating quite a bit of plants, right? So best way is to drink clean spring water if you get a chance to. Back in the days, going 100,000 years ago, people used to actually, that culture used to actually drink blood and get a lot of heavy, dense nutrient intake. So a lot of us don't have access to that, and we cannot possibly drink blood. So getting spring water is essential. If you don't have good access to good water, then definitely supplement some electrolytes into your diet. Eating organs in their diet. Yes, you might not like the flavor, your body cannot tolerate it. I'm not forcing anyone to eat it raw. Definitely try to mix it with ground beef or any type of other meats. Even if you're having an ounce or 2 ounces a day of, let's say, beef or lamb liver or beef or lamb heart, it is essential for your diet, because it is one of the most dense nutrients you can have. Just make sure don't over-consume it, because it does still produce purines, and certain people that actually have gout or high uric acid, they will actually get inflamed a bit. So just keep an eye on that. Don't go out and buy like powdered collagen or whey protein is processed. We don't even know where the form is coming from or the ingredients, how they're made. You can make your own. You can make your own from chicken feet. You can get quite a bit from eating salmon. You can get quite a bit from eating pork chops or any type of beef ribs. They are actually packed with collagen, and you don't need a whole lot. Every 100 grams of protein you consume, you technically need about 10 grams of collagen. So it's very, very minor, but it is very essential in your diet. One thing I want to force onto everybody, if you are or if you do tend to go out quite a bit and eat at many restaurants, customize your order. If you actually open the menu and you see they have a nice ribeye steak, comes with, let's say, potatoes and plants and carrots and asparagus, so on and so forth, customize it. Don't be afraid to ask the waitress. Just let her know, hey, I am allergic to a lot of vegetables, plants. If you don't mind, just a steak with salt. That's about it. Don't ask for any type of sauces, or don't ask for anything, because a lot of these restaurants are out there trying to make money, and they want to make their food to taste the best. So they tend to kind of throw in a bit of sugars, a bit of specific sauces, or they have their main specialty ingredients. Don't fall for that. A lot of this stuff does contain sugars, does contain MSG, does contain so many different things that will actually kick you off ketosis or being into a carnivore strict eating. So just be aware of that and try not to kind of, add or consume any type of foods that could cause any type of inflammation. New to carnivore eating, don't quit too soon. A lot of audience I came across, they've been trying it for a week, week and a half, 2 weeks, and they get so many symptoms and they just drop out of it. You might get constipation, you might get diarrhea. So many symptoms will actually show up just because your body is actually adapting to the new ways of eating properly. And sometimes these symptoms are almost like a detoxification that the liver is actually processing out. So don't be afraid of it. Stick to it for at least a good 4 to 8 to 12 weeks and see how your body reacts. Even if you find yourself you're getting diarrhea too often or constipated too often, and if this has been happening for at least after a window of 4 weeks, then let's look at back your diet and see what's happening. Are you consuming too much cheese? Are you overeating that you're actually depleting your magnesium levels? So there could be many issues as well too. We'll actually have to break it down per individual and to help you guys out with that. Overcooking your food, especially when it comes down to red meat or even fish. When it comes down to red meat, the more you cook your meat, the more you're gonna actually lose a lot of the nutrients, the more you're gonna actually dry it out from a lot of the water content. But that water content does hold quite a bit of sodium, does hold quite a bit of electrolytes as well too. So try not to overcook the meat too much. Same thing with the fish. If you overcook it, you're gonna oxidize some of the omega-3s as well too. So try to kind of keep it at a medium rare. I'm not telling you to actually off the start consuming everything raw or everything medium rare. Work your way up slowly, but when you get there, you're gonna feel way more optimized, and you're gonna actually overall health wise, you're gonna feel way different. And one thing I wanted to actually discuss now, this is a very interesting topic. It's about supplements. A lot of doctors, a lot of influencers, they tell you, when you start eating carnivore diet, eliminate all your supplements because the food you're eating is quite dense. Yes, don't get me wrong, the food we are eating is quite dense, but if you are actually using the supplements for a specific symptom, for a specific issue, for a specific disease you're trying to fix, continue taking these supplements because you've been on a carnivore for weeks, months, or years. Sometimes that deficiency that you're already causing an issue in your system, it's not going to be fixed instantly. It's not going to be replenished instantly. So don't quit automatically. As soon as you become carnivore, you quit completely everything. Work your way up, but make sure you're constantly doing testing to make sure that deficiency that is creating a specific issue is being fulfilled. When it's being fulfilled, slowly cut down the dosage and kind of do more blood work till you see how much has it improved. And if it's been fully improved, then by all means, stop it completely. But don't just, the moment you adapt on a carnivore, you drop everything. Don't do that because you're going to put yourself at such a high risk. Processed meats. Now, keep in mind, if you are very strict on a carnivore, look at the ingredients you are consuming. Look at the ingredients that is actually found in the food. There's a lot of nitrates, there's a lot of sugars, there's a lot of fillers. So pay attention to a lot of these small details, because these small details will actually put a lot of distress on your system. And at the end of the day, you're gonna be, what the hell? I went on a carnivore diet, I was supposed to be feeling good, but yet I still feel like crap, I still can't sleep, I still have like a mood swings, I'm still not losing weight. And most of the time, it's certain fillers that are added to some of the products you are currently buying. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.